Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel English Literature. Today we are going to finish the second coming part 2. Now in the first part the poet describes the situation to us. A horrible situation, blood chilling situation, destructive, wolf haunted situation. And now in this second part that scenario that the author has presented completes. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely. The second coming is at hand. So, this surety, this certainty, this use of the word surely again and again. In the line number 9, you will find this line, surely some revelation is at hand. Again, this repetition of the word, surely the second coming is at hand. These two surely, this twice use of surely, twice use of the word surely emphasizes the certainty of the prediction on the part of the author. So these words surely, repetitive use of the word surely at the beginning of two lines emphasizes the certainty of the prediction on the part of the author, okay, on the part of the poet. The second coming. Now you can see that S, C, these are in capital letter. So here he wants to provoke that sense, that biblical sense, that take it seriously. This second coming is not anything minor, or this second coming is not anything less significant than the second coming of Jesus Christ. This second coming is as significant as the coming of Jesus Christ as described or narrated in the Bible. So that's why the use of the word S and C you can find here is in capital letter. Surely some revelation is at hand. What is meant? Revelation? Revelation that is about second coming of Jesus Christ, that is mentioned in Bible. So certainly some revelation, this revelation refers to the prediction, the foretelling in Bible about the reappearance or re-emergence of Christ on earth. Okay. And this is described in the New Testament. But here you will find a contrast. I have said you earlier, I can remember that in this poem you will find that constant contrast between biblical second coming and the poet's vision of second coming. You will find that constant contrast. Number one, here in this stanza, in this part of the poem, you will find this revelation. In Bible, that revelation that is mentioned in New Testament. There the R was in capital. Revelation, the part revelation was in New Testament. There the R was in capital. But here that R is in small, so it is less. This revelation is not less significant but not so celebratory in that sense. There is nothing to celebrate in this revelation, so that's R is small here. Surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. Is at hand means it is at hand. At hand, this means very soon, very near. At hand means very near. You have not to be wait for too much for the second coming. Okay. And now this use of the capital in S and C emphasizes the importance of this second coming in comparison with that second coming. Though in this case it is not the Christ, you will find that it is not the Christ, but whoever is coming to replace Christ is no less than Christ. No less than Christ in power. He is no less than Christ in power. He is as mightyful. So in second coming there is a note of exclamation. The second coming, you find that this note of exclamation, as if the poet just uttered those words and he feels, oh my God, it is already happening, the second coming. Suppose you just want to see your favorite movie star and you find that he is coming, you will feel like, oh my God, that type of sensation is working here. The poet just utters the word the second coming and there is a exclamatory mark, and then he is saying, hardly are those words out when a vast image out of Spiritus Mundi. So hardly he just pronounced those words. He just pronounced those words and immediately he can see a vast image out of Spiritus Mundi. So this vast image, and you will find this in this line, these upcoming lines, this vast image is quite vague. It is not described properly, and this vagueness on this part of the poet again reinforces the power, the influence, and of course the ominous character of this ominous character of this new Christ or negative Christ. Okay, so what is Spiritus Mundi? Spiritus Mundi refers to spirit of the world, spirit of the world, and according to the Stoicism, it refers to the vital force of the universe. It is the vital force of the universe. It is like a corporate imagination. If you want to know more about it, you can search about Spiritus Mundi. But I think it is not so important here to go to that depth. Just keep in mind, Spiritus Mundi refers to the spirit of the world, and it is the vital force of life. So this vast image is out of Spiritus Mundi, troubles my sight. So this image troubles the sight of the poet. Why? Because it is so horrible. It is not only sight but also insight. It troubles the inside of the poet because it is so horrible. It is so horrible that the poet is afraid to look at it. Okay. Somewhere in sands of the desert. So where can he be except on desert? What does desert signify? Desert is some place that no productivity, no creativity, barren. So that type of animal, that type of creature, you can say, can only be out of some desert, not from somewhere else. Except with a lion's body and head of a man. So lion, he is empowered with lion's body and head of a man. It reminds us what? Egyptian things. It reminds us Egyptian things. Okay. Who guards the pyramid? Who guards the pyramid? Now, what has the thing's characteristic? Lion's body. Lion's body stands for strength. Lion's body stands for lion's strength, and head of a man. Man's head is full of intelligence, and of course something else. Okay, so lion's body and head of a man, but that means that combines strength and truthfulness. shrewdness. That combined strength and shrewdness or shrewdness is bestowed in this animal, in this creature. Okay. Learned strength and human beings intelligence. So if someone just match those two to make something very powerful, he can use it in the cruel sense also. So that creature has used man's strength and man's intelligence for destructive motivation, destructive motive. Okay. A gauge, blank gauge, which is blank and pitiless, means ferocious gauge. Blank means expressionless, empty. Gauge is blank, empty, pitiless as the sun, and it is pitiless as if sun is scorching us, pitiless. So that gauge is also pitiless. There is no trace of mercy, no trace of mercy. So that sun is desert sun. In the desert you will find the sun is pitiless, desert sun. Okay. Slow thighs. So what does it mean? That it is gradually coming into life. Moving its slow thighs means it is just going to move. Just moving thighs means it is going to take part in the actual walking step. So gradually coming into life. While all about it, reeling shadows of the indignant desert birds. Reel means moving. Moving shadows of what? Indignant desert birds. Why the birds are indignant? The birds are angry because of the presence of the animal. The birds are angry because of the presence of the animal. The birds are angry because of the presence of the animal. Okay. But the giant, animal, creature, whatever, it is vague here. He is not described in concrete words. Just some slices of ideas are thrown by the poet, draws by the poet. Okay. And this desert bird, they may be vulture, and they are now very annoyed with the coming of the beast, because they think that the beast is coming to take part in their meal. Maybe the beast is coming to demand the share of his meal. But very soon they will realize, no, it is not the case. The beast is actually their friend. The beast will help them to get more food. Okay. The darkness drops again. Now again darkness covers. Again this darkness means darkness of spirituality. This darkness means darkness of spirituality. Again darkness droops. Again the darkness fills the world like that of the 2000 BC. That darkness of 2000 BC is again enveloping the world. Darkness of 2000 BC is again enveloping the world. But now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep. The poet assures that he knows. What does he know? He knows that the 20 centuries of stony sleep. Centuries of stony sleep. Why it is stony sleep and why it is 2000? He is talking about 2000 BC. The spirituality was in deep sleep during 2000 BC. Spirituality was in deep sleep. It is sleeping like a stone, and this stage is compared with the stone. The stone is unperturbed by anything. The stone cannot be influenced by anything. So that stage of lack of spirituality is described as stone. Their heart was hard. They only gave importance on physical strength, cruelty, murder, bloodshed, as if they were sleeping in that darkness. And after this, heard the sound of a rocking cradle. Cradle means, you know, that baby bed, just that can rock, can swing, were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle. So that stony sleep was disturbed by the rocking cradle of Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ was born, their stony sleep was broken. That was vexed. Vexed means disturbed. To nightmare, not dream, but nightmare. And stony sleep stands for spiritual ignorance. Stony sleep stands for spiritual ignorance. That sleeping of spirit or soul. In other words, deep spiritual ignorance. Okay. Or disturbed nightmare by a rocking cradle. It is, rocking cradle stands for baby Christ. Rocking cradle stands for baby Christ. Okay. And what rough beast. So the beast is rough, fierce, not gentle. It's our come round at last. At last the hour come round. At last we have to meet this beast. So again a nightmare of that rough beast which coming towards civilization to destroy spirituality and to establish cruelty and violence is now at hand. Slouches towards Bethlehem to be born. Slouches, the very word slouches. Slouch means moving in an unmannerly way. So that is not at all graceful. So here you will find some difference between Christ and this beast. We know that Christ stands for innocence. He is compared to lamb. He stands for gentleness. Whereas this beast is rough, slouch, mannerless, graceless, pitiless, and he slouches towards Bethlehem to be born. So where is Bethlehem? Bethlehem is the birthplace of Christ. Bethlehem is the birthplace of Christ. To be born. So to be born means the replacement of Christ by the beast is complete now. That replacement of Christ by the beast is complete now. So from the desert, from that Spiritus Mundi, that beast is going to slouching towards the Bethlehem to be born. She is going to take the place of Christ. So Christian civilization will be superseded by a cruel bestial civilization. And that is indicated by a rough beast who is advancing in an awkward, ugly manner towards Bethlehem. So with this trepidation, anticipation and forbearing, the poet ends his poem. So it is said that it can be an anti-religious poem because Christ is replaced by beast, but not at all. The poem is actually based on some the some hypothetical thought. The poem is based on some hypothetical thought on the part of the poet. On the part of the poet. And that reveals the fact that if cruelty or violence go on and on in such a way, there cannot come true or anything just. The poet is warning us. The poet is warning us to be religious. He is saying that we have to be religious. And religion is the proper way. Religion is the only way and proper way to eradicate this seed of hatred, warfare, violence, whatever you say. So this poem is a true copy of religion. Okay, so today we finish the second coming. It is a very serious poem and you have to understand every bit of it so that you can enjoy it. Thank you for staying with me. Have a fantastic day.